呢個就係我哋嘅午餐啦。我哋都訂咗午餐，所以就去翻呢一間得獎嘅餐廳食晏晝。
我食咩呢？哇，好骨子下喎！
邊個要？又係進入。
哇，開始啦！哇，好窄啊！好彩我咁矮啫，高啲都過唔到啊。
Okay, ticket. 2 adults and 2 kids.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go. 入啦。
哇！呢度好光，應該有人造光。有水。
好黑，係啊，好黑嘅，我哋行前少少。
今日啲石洞、啲石柱好似鞋啲喎。
係啦，晏晝呢一個係冇今朝嗰個咁滑溜。
冇咁晶瑩通透啊。
係啊，唔知係咪未開燈嘅緣故咧？睇開咗燈之後好唔好啲？
Now, the reason the crystal appears like this is because caves breathe. In the summer, you get air drawn in through the top of the mountain and it goes out to the arch. In the winter, it's...
我而家烏低身，咦咪會頂頭？呢度 open 啲啦。
都特別啊 ，special 個窿，係咯。
呢條橋啊 ，over the under the bridge 嚟嘅 ，under the bridge。
睇頭啦嚇，今次睇頭爹哋。
呢個位又好低，好低身光。又去到一個 chamber， crystal。
So the phone box is just over there if you want to have a look while you're waiting for everybody to turn up. Lights on all over the place, there we go.
下邊好深喎，好似有個井。
Right here where the footpath is in the 1970s, because which is a wombat about the size of a cow, and that is still in the back of the Chiclet Cave. And we found the bones of giant 3-metre tall short-faced kangaroos. So they have been extinct for about 13,000 years. But the history of these caves goes back a lot further than that. The rock itself, 430 million years old. And this rock formed on the other side of the Earth, in the northern hemisphere, about 300 kilometres off the coast of what we now call Gondwana in the wall. No animals living on the surface of the Earth. The only animals that existed were in the oceans, so they were things like shellfish and corals and plankton. So when the bottom of the ocean formed this limestone. Now if you look up here, you can see some fossils of those sea creatures. So we've got a big... Now you can find these in the oceans now, but they're only found in the deepest parts of the ocean. So the sea lilies. Now the caves themselves started to develop 340 million years ago. 100 million years before the first dinosaurs turned up.
原來都得跛頭㗎，好特別啊！
This clay bank was how the Chiclet Cave was discovered. So over here, if you look right up the top, got to this point, climbed up there and found a whole new system. Now, originally, this was known as the right imperial, that was known as the left imperial. And those other names were the way that the early explorers navigated. That's how they found their way around the caves. So it was really important to recognise where you were so you could find your way out. Now, if I move my torch, you'll also see the face of a dog at the front of that as well. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is some cave darkness, the plug hole. And that starts way up at car park 2. So people knew there were caves up there. And as early as the 1840s, people were visiting here to look at those caves. Now, they could only go so far because there was a section called the Black Pit that nobody had ever gone down before. So, the man who got the glory for climbing this cave, we have a picture of. Now, up here, these are probably my favourite formations. This one is unusually white. Normally, they're quite colourful. They come in many different forms and they have many different names. I call them shawls, but they can be called drapery, curtains, or even bacon. You'll see why
Bacon.
as we move along.
Curtain
Now, you can also see that there is one here that is starting to fall apart. It's dried out, it's old, and it's crumbling. I'll leave that light on for you. Alright, here we go.
頭啊，睇頭 ，Alan 睇頭呢度。
睇頭睇頭。
Okay, now you can only really see all of these features if you're standing up this end. Alright, so let's start, we'll do it in sections. Over here we've got our crocodile's head.
Oh,
Can we see that?
yeah.
Crocodile's head. We've also got the red shawl. So just there you've got a really colourful shawl.
似唔似鱷魚頭啊？似啊！
And everybody, so you haven't missed out. And then finally, my favourite animal of all, we have got a goose in here doing tricks for us. Up there, hanging upside down, smiling, is our goose.
I don't see it.
Oh, you've got no imagination. The best angle to see the goose is from here. You'll get a good view of it.
Okay, I see it now.
So the goose up there, I'll show this again. Now, for everybody who hasn't seen the crocodile, so this area is known as a confection. White ones that don't have any growth on them. They're very narrow, and these are the fastest growing of the formations. Now, it is impossible to tell how old a crystal formation is just by this formation right here. This great big formation is just as old as that tiny little straw. Can you see that straw that's dripping at the top? The same age as this giant formation down here. Now the reason you have got the size difference is because water's come through quickly and the calcium has built up on the floor most. Wow. Alright, so what we've got here, everybody, this is called the Crystal Cities. And only a week ago, this was full of water. Now, it needs to fill with water for this crystal to grow. Now, when you get water in a cave, some of the crystal in that water will float to the top, cling together to form little rafts, and then it gets pushed to the water when that crystal sinks to the bottom. So it's very rare that this fills up with water. It's just...
有啊，好斜啊！直情去頂頭啊！
And a lovely column just here.
呢度沿住係一條河嚟嘅，其實。咁個街話俾我聽咧，去到某個位，去到個 bridge 嗰度咧浸咗啦，我哋去唔到嘅，所以今日有啲行程要轉一轉，因為落雨落得好緊要。因為落雨關唔關落雨事咧？
我一啲都唔要得㗎。
Okay, so this is the showroom, and it's called that because there's a lot of different formations here. So let's start with the oldest crystal you will find in the caves. Just here. And the diamond has got a lot of this kind of crystal. We do get scientists in here occasionally who like to argue about how old this is and how it formed. Now, the formation, that large column there, was named by some members of the clergy a very long time ago on an early tour. So that named by the clergy, what was not named by the clergy, you'll find at the bottom of the end of the fence there, and it's the bottle shop. Lots of bottles of wine there. Now, on the ceiling of the cave, the theatre.
Popcorn.
Exactly. So this is cave popcorn. Over here, we've got the grand stalactites. Now, I did say that these caves are... They're all different. They just windows with the stairs. See that? It's had more time to develop. So in this area, we have got a lot of ironstone, which will colour the crystal, and that's why we've got this yellow crystal here. These are called the elephant's trunks. So it's either the minerals in the rock, or it is the plant dye that comes through with the rainwater, or bat guano that colours our crystal. Now we've got a really nice example of spa crystal just up these stairs. So if you go up the right-hand side, what you'll find behind that fence is called the Queen's Diamonds. So have a look at that, head down the left-hand side, and then we will head into the diamond cave. Up the right, down the left, and then up the stairs across the other side. Across the other side.
咁樣嘅 shape 㗎。
OK，
一個中間，一個側邊。
OK。
No, now we go up to the diamond.
喺你左邊，你睇下你嘅左手邊，好咗啦，喂，呢度。
有個窿。
Queen's crystal. There was a hole. There's the gate. See, this is connected to a...
Yeah.
Now there's a couple of things sparkling, so that lets me know that it's not growing. Now you can also see it's got big flat shiny surfaces on it. So that lets me know that that has formed at a cool temperature and very slowly. If it looks like glitter, that's grown quite quickly. You get smaller crystals the quicker it grows. Now up here, the flowering column. And what you'll notice about the flowering column, it has, you get these crazy shapes happening. Flowering column. Now the blackness that you can see on the top of a lot of this rock and crystal is from bushfires. So if there are bushfires in the area, a little bit of smoke will come through in the summertime and the air sucked in through the top and it will settle on the crystal. There, and that's one of the only formations that is actually rock and not crystal. An ice cream container, a large ice cream container full of crystal that we took out of this cave. It was very upsetting. So what do we do? Of how a column forms. So back there where I've got my torch, you've got a little bit of sparkle there. That's called the bridal veil. And that's because that crystal is so thin you can see through to the cracks in the rock behind it. So this whole area down here is the field. You've got one orange formation. Dollhouse just in there.
嗱，原來我身後咧上頂嗰度咧，就係琴日我哋話要 Adventure Abseiling 咧嗰個窿啊，落嚟呢位就係呢個位啦，你望下。喺上面啊，再高啲啊喂，頂啊，再高啊，仲未到啊，上面嘅位，呢度先係啊，入口啊 ，plug hole 啊。然後仲有個導遊話咧，之前咧曾經有個人咧，佢就諗住喺上面咧就落嚟探索，點知搭咗落嚟，搭到咧成身傷晒，幾日之後先可以送佢出去醫院，因為咧呢條路實在太 bumpy 啊，幾日先可以出去醫院啊，好彩冇事後來。
從此之後呢條路叫咩啊？
叫咩啊
？Real shortcut，
係 shortcut 啊！
一跌就跌落嚟啦，幾快 shortcut。
Interesting, because I haven't heard of that.
So when they come through putting bins and everything in, they have to wear thick gloves or not touch.
名副其實捐山窿我哋。
I think a lot of this work
捐山窿啊，
has been done by
真係要烏低身㗎。見到光，
見到光啦！見到光啦！呢個 cave 真係最 easy 嘅，真係。
Original exit。
Yeah, so that was used up until about 1892, I believe.
Narrow and low.
Yes, exactly.
Have to crawl.
Well, almost.
喺呢度幾宏偉。
Hello, Stu.
It's all right, any time today, Tanya.
我哋啱啱未出嚟啊，就已經有第二團準備入去啦。
Yes, we're moving.
喺樓梯。好啦，完成咗第二個 cave tour 啦。咁咧，佢中間咧咪話咧，因為嗰條橋咧水浸咗嘅，本來行嗰個 cave， 咁佢咧就 block 咗啦，中間轉路就加送咗一個 cave 俾我哋，就係叫 Diamond Cave。咁即係話咧，就係一個 cave 價錢睇咗兩個 cave 我哋。呢個 map 好特別啊！佢係咧show 晒成個 Genolan Cave 咧嗰個唔知係咪叫橫切面咧，睇晒。咁 咁啊所有嘅 cave 都 list 晒出嚟。咁然後我哋今日咧嗱，今朝我哋行一個咧就係喺下邊嘅 Orient， 咁行咗呢一個 cave 啦。咁而晏晝咧就嚟咗，我哋晏晝去呢個。然後咧，其實點解佢話加送 diamond 咧？因為就係去隔離嘅，其實就所以送埋呢個俾我哋。中間佢應該唔知邊個位咧係flood 咗，所以冇得去。我相信係因為係條河嚟嘅，其實咁所以係應該唔知大概somewhere呢啲位 flood 咗，所以我哋去唔到呢度。咁就去咗 diamond 呢度睇咗一節。嗱，呢個就係頭先我哋嗰個咧 Grand Arc。嗱，琴日又去過 Devil's Coach House 嘅頂嗰度望落去，望翻去，其實呢個 house 咧係好大嘅咧，我諗好大，好特別啊啲。
With you, I can be sad with you. Just take my hand and fly up through the dreams where the skies are so clear. With you, I wanna stay with you. With you, I love the way